He used to humiliate me in front of everyone, emails at 2 a.m., fake smiles in meetings, acting like he ran the company. I was nothing to him back then, just someone to walk over. But life's funny like that. Because last week, that same arrogant jerk used my name to apply for a job at my company. And guess what? I was the one who got to decide his fate. If you've ever dreamed of watching karma unfold perfectly, when the bully finally gets what they deserve, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready. Because this is one of the most beautifully satisfying corporate revenge stories you'll ever hear. I used to work at one of those companies that looked perfect on paper, fancy name, sleek offices, endless coffee, and slogans about teamwork plastered on every wall. But behind that glass and steel shine, it was a battlefield. And standing right in the middle of that battlefield was him. Let's call him Derek. Derek was the kind of person who could ruin your entire week with one email. He had that smug, oily smile, the kind that said, "I'm better than you and I know it." When I first joined the team, I was excited, eager, ready to prove myself. But Derek made sure that feeling didn't last long. Every meeting turned into a performance for him. If I made a suggestion, he'd cut me off mid-sentence. "Cute idea," he'd say, smirking. "But maybe leave the big stuff to the pros." People laughed. Not because it was funny, but because no one wanted to be on his bad side. He'd send emails at 3 a.m., carefully scheduled to make it look like he never slept. The man was a professional pretender. He thrived on fake effort. Everyone knew it, but no one dared call him out. I, on the other hand, became his favorite target. He'd forward my work with snarky notes like, "Fix this." Not even close to standard. And when I tried to defend myself, he'd just raise an eyebrow. "Relax," he'd say. "Just trying to help you grow." Grow? He was pruning me like a weed. I remember one night, I stayed late finishing a project he dumped on me last minute. My eyes burned, my hands shook, but I turned it in. The next morning, he presented my work to management, with his name on it. He didn't even flinch when they praised him. Just looked over at me and winked. That was the day I stopped trying to impress people like him. And when I finally left that toxic job, I swore I'd never let anyone like Derek walk over me again. Time moved on. I built a solid career. New company, new environment, a team that actually respected each other. One morning, I get a ping on Workday, our internal HR platform. It says, "You have been listed as a referral for applicant, Derek H." I almost dropped my coffee. Derek? The same guy who treated me like trash? The same guy who'd once told me I'd never make it past middle management. And now, he was using my name to get a job at my company. The irony was delicious. I clicked on his application. Senior level position. The description read, "Collaborative mindset, leadership experience, empathy-driven communication." I actually laughed out loud. Derek? Empathy? The man had the emotional depth of a parking meter. Still, I was curious. I looked through his profile, his work history, his endorsements, and I could see the cracks. Laid off. Short stints at multiple companies. Desperate to rebuild. Part of me, the old me, felt a flicker of pity. But then I remembered those nights. The humiliation. The way he'd smile when I failed. No, not this time. On the screen, there were two simple options. Yes, recommend. No, do not recommend. Just two buttons. But that little decision carried the weight of years. I hovered over yes for a moment, not because I was conflicted, but because I wanted to feel it. That control. That justice. Then, slowly, deliberately, I clicked no. And just like that, Derek's little plan fell apart. No glowing reference. No easy in. No second chance to fake his way into another company. I closed the tab, leaned back in my chair, and smiled. Not out of cruelty, but out of closure. Because for once, karma didn't need to take years to show up. It was right there in my inbox. A week later, I saw his post on LinkedIn. Something vague about exploring new opportunities and staying positive during transitions. Translation: he didn't get the job. My coworkers sometimes ask why I take such care when approving referrals. I just smile and say, because who you bring into your team matters. And that's true. But deep down, I know it's also because of people like Derek, the ones who taught me that respect costs nothing, and arrogance costs everything. The moral? Never burn bridges with people you underestimate. The world is small, karma travels fast, and sometimes, it arrives in the form of a single button click. If that ending made you smile even a little, hit that like button, you've earned it. Tell me in the comments, what would you have done if you were in my place? And don't forget to subscribe for more real-life revenge stories where karma hits just right.